Hello, everybody. Welcome to Block Bytes. In this video, we will look at some of the important weekly news from the world of crypto. And I'm joined by Vicky Cryptorius. Hello, Vicky. How are you doing?
I'm fine, sir. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, not bad. All right. Let me just go ahead and start the screen share. Here we go. Okay. So the first news, let's take a brief look at the crypto market. Let me just move this over here. So overall, I mean, not surprising, it is red, except a few big green ones.
Yes,
You got Rune, some new names here, Cas and Ton.
Caspa.
Yeah,
Yes,
Caspa. Both are layer ones, new layer ones. And for Ton, we'll actually talk about this in a little while in a different news item. But what are your initial thoughts, Vicky? How was it? How is the week?
This week has been so far good for alts actually. Right now, as we are speaking, there are many alts that have been doing really well. Rune actually performed exceptionally well, considering that there is a lot of people shorting Rune's last rally. But despite that, it held very well, and it has now. I think it's now trading around 1.9, 1.9 range.
Correct.
So
Almost.
So it has been a very good week for altcoins, not Bitcoin. Bitcoin also performed very well, but when we were expecting, when we were not expecting alts to perform.
Right.
But like one more thing you have to remember is that this seems to be still we cannot what is it? Consider this as proper alt season. Why? Because Bitcoin still is trading below the major resistance. So as long as Bitcoin doesn't flip that, whatever rally that is happening right now will get faded. So the prices will obviously come back to their supports again. So that is one thing we have to remember. But overall, the look is good actually. Especially look at it, the proof of work points are actually performing very well. You take BCH, you take Caspa. So these are all the proof of work points. These are performing very well actually. Even Litecoin actually rallied after this. Recent Litecoin also rallied. So, like I think there is something happening. Like there's something happening in the background with respect to the proof of work tokens. Proof of work tokens are actually performing very well.
Right.
Compared to the other alts.
Right. All right. So there we have it. So that's the week so far. Let's move on to the next news item. So Solana was in the news for the wrong reasons again.
Yes,
the shadow casted by FTX is still on Solana, and what happened was that the FTX exchange, there was news that they intend to liquidate all their holdings, majority of which is in Solana at the moment. And so that was like a big negative signal for the market, and Solana literally went down, as you can see from this graph. So it seems like the news is unfounded because there is more between the lines that you have to read. So first and foremost, the unlocks that everybody is worried about, that all of a sudden the floodgates will open and all the Solana will be dumped, is actually staggered all the way till 2028. So that is not like just flip the switch and all Solana will be dumped into the market. Next is the unlocks are only 1.2 of the weekly trading volume. So the way it is going to happen, it will have no significant impact on the price, or it should not have a significant impact on the price of the token. And so basically it was like a big nothing burger in a sense, but of course the market reacted to it, and the price went down. So what are your thoughts, Vicky?
You're absolutely right. I told the market reacted a bit exaggerated. Because when the news came out that FTX was going to liquidate their reserves of $3.1 billion, right?
Yes.
So since Solana was a major part of it, there is unfounded FUD actually. And because of that, many people thought that immediately that FTX will immediately liquidate those holdings. Probably, some even tweeted that the liquidations will happen this week and entered into shorts.
Right.
So what happened as usual? The shorts were actually short squeezed. The Solana price actually rebounded at least by 5 to 10%. And this was the third was obvious. The third was obvious. When the news came out that as we told, the unlocks will happen till 2028, and the liquidation proposals will go to a committee. Of course, we don't know when they are going to liquidate. The exact dates will not be known to the public. It will only go to the committee. Only the committee appointed for that actually.
Correct.
So only they will be knowing that. That is kind of. I don't think that that's transparency, because investors or like retail should know when they're going to actually liquidate. But that information should be in the public domain. But instead of they're going to a committee, the committee will mostly consists of market makers who can manipulate the markets, knowing that information first time before the retail. So that is still a concern actually. But nevertheless, there is no. In my opinion, also like you told, it does not have any effect on the price the longer, because those liquidations are going to happen in batches. Only concern I have was that this started made more transparent. Like instead of the committee, even if the decision goes to the committee, the retail should know when they are going to actually liquidate it. That information should be available at the public. That is not there. But fine. Like, overall, it is fine only because there was so much FUD on Solana last week because of this one issue. There was so much FUD on Solana.
Exactly.
People immediately thought that. In fact, many people shorted, many people sold their Solana holdings also.
Yeah, which is very sad. I mean, Solana is doing very good, and the week before there were 3 major news that we talked about. Vicky, well, not really talked about, but we saw these big 3 news: integration with Shopify, Visa, and MakerDAO coming out and saying that if they do become a blockchain, then they will most probably choose Solana. So, I mean, there is a lot of good news around the actual blockchain, but that is which is very sad.
Yes, sir.
But
Solana, like I personally think that Solana will pick up once the NFT market comes back from this winter. So right now we are going through an NFT winter, and Solana is the base chain kind of a thing for NFTs.
Right, absolutely.
So once the NFT winter is over and NFT starts to bounce back, at least for the short term, then Solana will obviously exceptionally perform well.
I agree 100%. Moving on, the Indian Central Bank e-rupee CBDC is in the news, and the RBI, which is the Central Bank of India, plans to boost the adoption of its CBDC. And the reason they gave is that it did not really perform according to their plan in terms of adoption. And they want the adoption numbers to increase, both in retail and wholesale. So integration with UPI, which is the payments network in India, is something that they're thinking about. RBI has been urging banks to make e-rupee interoperable with UPI through a QR code. So if that is done, then that will be a big boost to its adoption, obviously, because everybody literally uses UPI in India. So they really they're pushing CBDC into the market. What are your thoughts, Vicky?
So with respect to CBDCs, I think the reason why they are not really picking it because users are not incentivized to use.
Right.
That is the first and foremost reason. I think they should have some incentives to use the digital rupee. So since government since they're not incentivized enough, they're not using it. UPI is a very good payment transfer interface. So people will not have any reason to switch to it. more than finding recent,
Correct.
people will not be interested to switch to maintaining a wallet. Because e-rupee be transferred to some other person, they have to maintain a wallet. The only only advantage what I see in the CBDC rupee is that it can be done offline also.
Right.
So, but the thing is, like the country where internet connections are pervasive. I don't think the offline transactions will pick up. Obviously, people will be still using UPI, and that is, I think RBI has also realized that. That's why they're trying to now integrate with its UPI.
Correct.
Because RBI has now realized that digital rupee cannot exist solely on its back.
Correct.
So it needs some kind of integration, and that's what I think they're going ahead with UPI.
Correct.
So that we need to see how that is going to actually.
We'll have to see how that works out.
Yes, but it's a good integration because otherwise I don't think like people will be using digital rupee because that's why the numbers are not picked up. RBI is expecting some numbers by 2023 end, but it is like what its data is not that satisfactory. And I think that's why they are now thinking of UPI integration.
Correct. All right, moving on. LayerZero was in the news. LayerZero, which is the cross-chain interoperability protocol, a direct competitor to CCIP, which is the Chainlink Internet Protocol Interoperability Protocol, announced that it has partnered with Google Cloud Oracle, and which will roll out on the LayerZero infrastructure. So at the moment, they're using a different Oracle, but going forward, they will shift the Oracle part of their infrastructure to Google Cloud. So the news was not. I mean, I didn't see it discussed on Twitter a lot or on X a lot. It didn't receive the kind of reaction, a positive reaction that LayerZero might have imagined or hoped for, particularly because of the integration with Google Cloud, which being a centralized entity in itself doesn't look nice when you're interacting with or integrating with Google Cloud for your decentralized infrastructure. So there aren't a lot of comments here as well. Of course, most of the LayerZero folks liked it. And then we have this one over here as well, which speaks for itself. So no one cares, Chainlink better. But I mean, anyway, jokes apart, what do you think, Vicky?
What is it? They partnered with Google Cloud. I don't think it's such a big news.
Yeah.
For many reasons. Why? Because many projects are already partnered with Google Cloud. So this what is it? LayerZero partner is also doesn't strike me as. I think that's why the news has been underplayed.
That is true.
And one more thing also. The one more thing also. Like you told, you pointed a very important factor there. It doesn't look that decentralized, partnering with Google.
Right. I mean, we are already using Google search, and Google is now Oracle is a very important part of the whole crypto infrastructure, right? And giving that power to a centralized entity like a Google Cloud is it doesn't seem the right thing to do. But
exactly, that's what I wanted to say actually.
Oh well. Well, we'll see how it works out for them. But at the moment, it hasn't received a lot of attention. So it also means that it's probably not they're not under a lot of scrutiny either. So, which is, I guess, good.
That is also there. Yeah. That is also there. They're not under a lot of scrutiny. That is also
Next news we have now. This is the big news here. MetaMask.
Yes, sir. This is definitely this is like one of the nicest news of the week.
Yes, absolutely. MetaMask came out from nowhere and announced, well, not really nowhere, but they've been working on this for a while. But they announced the open beta for MetaMask Snaps which basically what it does is it opens up the wallet stack to developers in such a way that they can create their own layers on top of it, and create all kinds of extensions, like you have browser extensions on Chrome or the IE. They can create these all different kinds of extension on the MetaMask wallet. And lo and behold, the most interesting ones have been, the integration with non-EVM chains. So MetaMask, as everybody knows, works only with EVM chains, so it does not work with Solana or Cosmos, these non-EVM chains. So
Bitcoin.
yeah, so what Snaps enabled did was that developers came in and they created the ability to now interact with these blockchains from your MetaMask wallet itself. So that, I think, is a big news for the space. What do you think, Vicky?
Absolutely, sir. I think you gave me my analogy. Actually, you gave me an analogy. I was trying to compare this with the extensions of Google Chrome browser. That's exactly what it is.
Yes.
And I think right now they have around 30 snaps or what. And if you look at it, that it's supporting
quite a lot.
There's one snap that I think Xeon is the snap that enables storing Bitcoin on MetaMask.
Yeah, and
Xeon.
you can try this Shapeshift. You can actually buy Bitcoin, actual Bitcoin asset, and store it in your MetaMask wallet if you use this.
This is kind of great actually. And the fact that this is being audited by third parties as well as the MetaMask team makes it a lot safer.
Yes, and I don't know. I mean, I think I saw one report which recently came out. I don't remember it, but it was like a report on which wallets are actually the most secure, and MetaMask was the #1 wallet in that list. So from the security perspective, MetaMask actually is quite secure, and they are very serious about security, which is what we all need.
Yeah, ultimately, security matters more than the UX also.
Correct. All right.
So, MetaMask.
Yep, absolutely, a big thumbs up.
Yeah, Snaps definitely will actually. I think people are underestimating Snaps. So going forward, Snaps will actually make MetaMask a powerful tool.
It is completely. I mean, it's shot it into a different hemisphere altogether.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on to some bad news, which we should all be used to by now in the crypto world. CoinEx, another exchange, was drained of $27 million worth of crypto in a hack. So their hot wallet was drained, and all the tokens were apparently taken out from it and sold off and moved around. And so this is a big news, and it was later published that the infamous Lazarus group, the North Korean hacker group, is probably linked to it.
Sir, I think the hacks recently have become quite a concern. Not the exchanges hacked. Today, right now, like Mark Cuban's wallet was hacked. Mark Cuban's wallet was hacked. Funds were drained out of wallet. And it seems like the people are exploiting the vulnerabilities well.
Right.
And like you told, Lazarus Group is known for its exploits.
Right. Correct.
So there's nothing really the exchanges or the individuals can do in this regard, except being careful or more nuanced.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. Again, this plays into the. I mean, now people will, the crypto bros don't like when I say this, or when anybody says this. But again, this is. I don't think this is a fight you can fight alone. I mean, you need state government regulations on your side for this?
Because, yes, sir, the vulnerabilities can't be avoided. That's why I'm saying
Right.
the vulnerabilities can't be avoided. It will be always there. There's literally no solution right now unless, there's some kind of regulation, not regulations actually. The states have to come together.
Correct. No, I agree. That another
So,
sad day for
yeah,
crypto.
this is another Saturday, and I think, quite frankly, think that this will happen. Like, this will happen a lot more.
Mhm. Moving on to the next bad news. Not really a bad news per se, but something that needs to be reiterated. It might come as a surprise to a lot of people, but DeFi is broken, everybody. Well, maybe exaggerating, but there are genuine problems with DeFi. A report by Solidus Lab recently, this recent report, they've said that nearly 70% of the trades that were executed on distributed, rather decentralized exchanges was wash trades, right? Making up for around $2 billion worth of crypto. So now what wash trade in a very simple sense means that it is used to artificially inflate the price of the token by showing that there's a lot of demand for it. So that is what is called a wash trade. So you'll usually see it with new token listings, rug pulls, etc. But 70% is a big number, Vicky. I mean, what do we do about this?
So, quite frankly, it's not surprising. Why? Because there was a similar report some 2 years back. I think not even 2 years, 1 year back, that claimed that there was severe rampant wash trades on centralized exchanges as well.
Correct.
There was a report. So not even more than 1 year old. So it gave the percentages exchange wise. So on the decentralized exchanges, it will be even severe and even more rampant.
Right.
There's one more thing also. Now the entire narrative is trading volume. So obviously they'll have to fight it out for the trading volume. So whichever exchange, whichever protocol, whichever is having the maximum trading volume, that is where people are going to go. So the more you affect the trading volume, the more people are going to use your protocol.
Right.
So I think that is where the wash trades come, because they have to give a false impression of that there's a lot going on with the token, or there's a lot going on with the particular text. So this is not something like what is it? It's quite definitely not surprising, especially in DeFi.
Yeah, but I mean, still, people need to be reminded that
definitely.
there are genuine
Definitely.
problems in DeFi.
Because this is very what is it? This is very critical. So we have a lot of impact on the new players coming into the market.
Exactly.
Retail will not know this. They'll be easily swayed by the market activity, the trading volumes, and they'll get drugged eventually.
Right. So, another reason, folks, please do not go after tokens, on tokens that most of the tokens are 99% or 98% of these tokens are anyway scrap. So do not fall to the victim of the narratives that you see by the social media, by these influencers on X and on probably on YouTube. So please be very careful. Okay, moving on to the next. Now this one is a good news. While all of these things are happening in the background, the actual adoption of the public blockchain is also increasing. So real world assets, which is probably the biggest narrative in terms of use cases for public blockchains, is making all-time highs. Already the on-chain value has reached to around $3 billion US. Real world assets could include commodities, gold, loans, your house, paintings, whatever you want, right? Real estate, obviously. So this graph was published in this report, and you can see that how the amount of real world assets or assets that are being tokenized and then kept on public infrastructure like Ethereum is increasing and on the rise. How do you feel about this, Vicky?
Like you told her, like RW is one of the finest use cases of crypto. There's no doubt in that. So naturally, people are bound to shift to the projects that give real use cases. Like use crypto very well. So if you take RWA, there are a lot of protocols like Centrifuge, Goldfinch, 2.5 macro finance. So these protocols are already like they have been there for the past 1 to 2 years, also more than 2 years actually. But the recent interest in RWAs is because of use cases, exactly because of use cases. And personally, I think the narrative for RWAs has still not started. This is just the beginning.
Yes, I agree. Yep.
If you look at a lot of projections, like some are even telling that they are bound to reach $10 billion in market value or total value locked by year 2024. This is an exceptional growth.
Right.
And 10 billion is actually nothing but a drop in the ocean.
Right. No, I agree. Absolutely. If you put all the assets in the world together, that goes in trillions, hundreds of trillions. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Biggest advantage of RW is it's tradable very easily.
Right.
Once an asset is tokenized, trading becomes easy. However illiquid it is, still trading becomes easy. And I think that gives RWAs the real advantage.
Right. Okay. Moving on. Another good news. Telegram, everybody's favorite messaging app after WhatsApp, is going to get its own crypto wallet. And this is where we see the token that we actually looked at in the first news, TON. This is the token, or this is the open network. This is the layer 1 blockchain that has been associated with Telegram, and that is why it is in green. So the Open Network TON Foundation announced that messaging app Telegram will add a self-custodial crypto wallet on its platform, which is, I mean, I don't know, got billions of users on Telegram. 800 million users. Okay, there you go. Almost a billion users.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So this is big news for Telegram. They had initially thought of doing this in 2020. But now they changed their plans because the SEC sued them. And now they're back in the race. So hopefully we'll see some changes around this. Your thoughts on this, Vicky? What do you feel?
Your summary is very well, sir. Like, to add to those, actually, I think the Telegram's decision to integrate a crypto wallet probably comes from the recent surge of Telegram bots, like Unibot. Like, there are a lot of bots that recently came where you can trade,
right,
using Telegram. You can buy, sell, and even do futures trading using Telegram bot.
Correct.
So I think Telegram would have thought, like, why not integrate a crypto wallet to make it even easier?
Exactly.
So I think that's where the decision comes actually. Because like before Telegram would have thought of backed out because of SEC's thing, but still because even Telegram would have thought this might not work out. But after seeing the surge in recent activity of trading bots on Telegram trading bots, I think they came to the conclusion that's a proper demand, real demand for using Telegram bots. So why not integrate a crypto wallet and make it even easier?
That makes sense. Absolutely. Yes. Yep. Another use case for crypto adoption. So here we see another bridge being created between Web 2 and Web 3. So good news overall.
Yes.
And so let's move on to the final news of the day. And this is again the big news. 1 year has passed since the merge, the biggest chain that Ethereum saw, and that it's because of its shift from proof of work to proof of stake. We now see all the new narratives, the roll-up centric roadmap, the liquid staking. So many different things have taken shape thanks to the merge. And this was a big news, and this is a big event. And I will share just some statistics from Anthony Sassano. Within this year, almost 1 million ETH tokens have been burned. Right? So that is big deflationary signs. 11.6 million was staked. As everybody knows, you can stake your ETH and you get an APY. Why do you want to keep it in your wallet and just lying around? Might as well get some passive income out of it. And then, of course, the resilience and the robustness of the network itself increased because of the increase in staking. Everybody wanted to become validators. A lot of validators entered the network. Almost 400,000 new validators have entered the network, which is huge. Yeah, what do you think, Vicky?
Yes, sir. The deflation thing, the burning of tokens, it's actually exceptionally, exceeds the tokens that are issued to the system. So, which means obviously there are a lot of tokens burned, more tokens burned in the supply.
Exactly.
Making it deflation.
Correct.
And the staking part is actually interesting because look at the number of validators. There's a lot of validators that came into this, staking their Ethereum. They are staking their Ethereum only because they are sure the deflation nature of the token will not let the price slide. Otherwise, they wouldn't be locking it.
Agreed.
So they're confident that Ethereum in terms of price also will be performing very well. It not have much drawdown.
And the activity.
So that is yes, and the activity. That is why they're locking their tokens to staking.
Right.
So this is like what is it? This is obviously good for Ethereum.
Right.
On the other hand, I have a slight. I think I already tweeted on this also. I have a slight concern for Ethereum. Like there are two things actually. One is the centralization aspect of it. I think now it is a burning issue on X.
Correct.
So everyone is discussing the centralization aspect of it, especially because of Lido. But on one point, there are like to be fair, actually, Ethereum is also a dominating blockchain network.
Right. I agree.
Obviously, in Ethereum is dominating the market. Obviously, one of its stakers, Lido Finance will also be dominating the Ethereum space. There'll always be protocols or blockchain networks that will be dominating. Right. Ethereum is dominating, the L1s. Then obviously, Lido Finance will be dominating the Ethereum staking.
Correct.
So that is there. Second concern I have is the leverage, which I think I don't know. Like I have to collect proper data on that. But what I see is it's a lot of ETH that is being used as for like since liquid staking has become a norm. That they're taking the staked ETH and then using that as a collateral to borrow other assets.
Right.
So this is a concern. Why? Because those assets, if they go down in price, affect the collateral that is kept us in the form of staked ETH.
Right.
So obviously, when staked ETH will be liquidated. That's a huge drop in price. The staked ETH has to be liquidated. And the system is flooded with liquidations of staked ETH. Obviously, liquidators will go to Lido Finance to swap the staked ETH for Ethereum.
Right.
So this is a bit concerning for me. Actually, I'll put a proper thread also on that.
Right. No, you're right. I mean, these are some very genuine concerns, but I see the
overall system looks very very bullish.
Right. Yep. Yeah, I mean the community knows about this, which is a good thing. It's not like
that is what I'm like. That is what I actually like the most, because the community is aware of the vulnerabilities, as well as the concerns. Right. I think that is why it's being discussed right now by the top Ethereum developers as well. They are aware of the issues. So that makes it a lot more, a lot more happier for me actually.
Right. All right. So let's wrap it up for this week's crypto news recap. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.